Hello and welcome to Power BI 5 Minutes Learning. Alright, so in this video we shall explore the transform data. Once when we loaded the data, if you remember in our earlier videos, that it was showing two options while we were loading. One was the load and one was the transform data. By that time we just use the load option, but now I will explain that what is here in the transform data. So we have already loaded the data. You can see the data is loaded. This file name is superstore. We have all the fields over here. We have changed the data categories for a couple of fields as well. So now when we go to the transform data, this means that now you are going to have more options to play with the data inside the table. For instance, now this is the same data which has been loaded, but this window is a little bit different. You can see this has multiple other options in the ribbon over here in the top. We have all the IDs, all the fields. You can see the data types are written in the form of a small 1 to 3 on ABC means text, 1 to 3 means number. We have order date as a calendar over here. This means that this is a date column. So all the fields are coming as we were seeing over there uh, in the earlier visuals. So now what options we have over here is, for example, if you click on if you on the order ID, you right click on this part, you see there are a lot of other options over here. For example, if you want to remove this column, if you want to remove a duplicate column, if you want to remove the errors, if you want to change the data type from here, if you want to transform from lowercase to uppercase, you want to have cleaning of data, you can use trimming option to trim the data. There are a lot of options. We will explore them further later in this course, but for now, just for the sake of understanding, you should know that what other options we have. You can also replace values. You can split column. You can unpivot columns, rename them, or even if you can move them right or left to the fields as well. So these are all the options you can play around over here with transform data window. On the top as well, you can see there are huge options. There are too many things. For this video, we will only have a look at what are the icons over there. Most of these items are the same which you have seen in this video, in this window. When you right click on the column, it will give you this window and you will see all these options. More or less same options are appearing over here as well on the top, with some additional things as well. You have a transform tab. It also have multiple options over here. You can either replace value, or you can transpose the rows and column. You can group them by some number. You can make a split. For example, you also have some scientific calculations over here, but for this course we will not go into that part because this is some advanced level learning. You can also add columns, additional column you want to add. So there are a lot of options in the top as well, you can see in the ribbon. But for now, for the sake of this course, we shall be limited to a couple of things as per our requirement. The idea of this video is just to give you an exposure to this interface, that how does this look like and what does it mean when we say the transformation of data. Also, you can see the categories, the fields over here uh, have these data types. If you remember in the last video, we changed the data type for the states and the city and the country, but here you see it's giving you the same old one because this is the original data. So original data has this one. So if you want to change the data type from here as well, you can also change it you to some other option if you want to. But for now here, for example, if you click on the right type, you also have the change data type options by clicking on the right click of this window, and you can see a lot of options are coming here. If there is any time zone you want to put the things, if you want to have any date or time or whole number, decimal, everything else, or you want to use some location part, then also you can use from here part. So this is all for the transform data window. We will not go into the details over here because it's itself is an advanced course, but for now we will just keep the things to the basics for learning purpose. By the way, whenever you make any changes in this window, there is a record of all the changes coming on this right side, which says applied steps. So if you think that you have made any change which is not relevant or which should not be there, you can simply go to that particular action and you can click on that cross, and it will remove that part. For example, if I want to change the data type of order ID, for instance, currently it's ABC. If I want to make it, for example, a whole number, right? So it will give you first an error that you still want to make this change. I will say that okay, replace the current. It will replace the current, but will give an error because this data type was not suitable. So I have made these changes. If I click on that change type, data type, it will go back to the original settings for the order ID, which was the ABC123 text. So this is how it works. Once you are done with these kind of changes, if there is any change required, if you're done with that, you can see over here this icon which says close and apply, and have a small arrow drop down. If you click on that, it has three options. Either you just apply the settings and stay in this window, or you just close this window without applying any settings, or you apply the settings and then close the window, right? So currently we do not want to make any changes, so I will just close this window from here. Once I click on that, I will come back to my original window. If there are any changes which have we have made, it will give me the query that apply changes or discard changes. I don't want to have the changes, so I will just click on the discard one, and I will say yes, discard the changes, and it will give me the original things. So that's it for now. The transform data window. I hope that you have learned the basics for this window, and I will see you in the next video with some more content.